Hi everyone, Tanin here. Today I would like to share with everyone about one book called The Speed of Trust by Stephen Covey. Uh, this book I read when I was in year 2007, and it is still a very good book. Reread it. So I would like to do a short summary of this book. So anyone interested can go through and actually learn something together with me. I would like to start this book with the understanding of the word management. Manage is the word that composed of man age. Mean when you get older, what you should do to make things possible. Management is the make possible. So one of the thing that is the theme in the management is when you get older, you cannot do a bigger job by just yourself. You need to find others people to work with, and one of the key theme is how you work with others people. That come this book, The Speed of Trust, to build organization, to make one thing that change everything, and it matter to everyone. Okay, we start with the word trust. In general, the word trust is mean empowerment. Empowerment means you give a power to someone, uh, but it's not as easy as that. How you give the power to someone? If you see how democracy work, you give a power to the people, and people give to the representative. The representative give a power to prime minister, and the prime minister execute something. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong. But why trust matter? In the traditional life or the work life formula, the success mean strategy multiplied by execution. But actually, when you think about the hidden why people success is beyond just a simple formula that we see here. You can see that the true success, I would say, the true bigger success, it come from strategy multiplied by execution multiplied by trust, and it's all about what this book talking about. Trust come first, and the result in the business. Mainly when we talk about result in business, we talk about speed, we talk about cost, we talk about quality. Believe it or not, these three is mainly result from trust. With or without trust, how it actually impact the quality, cost, and speed. Um, First, with low trust, uh, you will be a labor-centric mindset. I think in the 20th century, you have this no problem. So you have a lot of checking, you have a lot of quality control, you have a lot of things. So, and people do what they pay for. So it's a labor-centric mindset. But it results in a modern society that if you have low trust, it will have low speed because you need to duplicate. You have the redundancy, have high cost because you do it multiple times, and you have low quality because people cannot innovate new things by themselves. You need a few people, scarcity, few people to innovate it. And when you have high trust, the model of high trust is a professional centric mindset. You trust that when you give something to the professional, they will be able to execute and be able to complete and give you the result or the performance back. With this, it have higher speed, lower cost, and higher quality. I give the example of the logistic. In the past, the logistic actually rely on a low trust model. So when the first tier or the manufacturer producing things, they have a people who doing quality control, double check, and then they send the product to the wholesaler. Let's say you have wholesaler A, the wholesaler will open the box, count everything, check the quality, and repack it back, send to a wholesaler B, which actually it could be a district or the local distributor, and they will unpack it, count it, assure the quality, then they go to the sending to the retailer to receive it, count it, pack it, and repack it, and then send to the branch. the branch internally will also doing the same thing. So you can see how many times you actually count, just open the box, count, and repack it. So it actually impact the speed, it impact the cost, and it impact the quality of the service. In the modern days, how they do is the manufacturer just send direct with the emerging of the e-commerce. When you have trust, people send. Give you the example in a new value change, the supply chain, they send by gondola, and this thing is already sealed. The manufacturer send it to the wholesale. The wholesale will not open and count. They just actually be the middle person for the information to go through. Then they redirect this, directly send this to the local distributor. Local distributor will not open and count. They will automatically send to the retailer. The retailer also internally will not count, will send to the store. And the final counting will actually happen at the end side. Either the retailer or the consumer will count. And this is the high trust model. It's a professional centric model. So if it's not enough, the manufacturer need to take responsibility to send or to guarantee the process. So the whole value change actually have been changed. So people getting cheaper and faster and with a higher level of service level. This book talking about 5 trusts. It is interesting to go to the details, so I will go to the detail. In 7 Habits book, if you read the book from Stephen Covey before, he actually mentioned about circle of influence. When you're being proactive, you're actually developing a circle of influence. So from yourself to the people around you, to your organization, to the market, to the social. Same model happen here with trust. So if trust happen in a micro level, it have to happen in a micro level first. People will not trust you before you trust yourself. So a self-trust will happen first. Your word, your action will need to be trustful. So there's 5 things that you need to learn for people to trust you. First, you need to have integrity. Mean that what you say, what you act is actually you walk what you talk. You do what you actually say. Intent, you put the effort. People know you put the effort. You said you will do. You do. Whatever you say, you will do. So your action, your word, and your capability. You need to keep getting better to be able to do things. So people need to trust your capability, that you have sufficient capability, or else don't promise. And the last one is the result. So you need to be able to guarantee the result. One of the words that actually inspired me and actually changed the way how I work is when I was in university, my professor, my coach, actually told me that professional guarantee result. So if you want to be a professional, you need to guarantee the result, not just guarantee the process, not guarantee the intention. You need to guarantee the result. Many people don't guarantee the result, so the self-trust is not there. This will reflect in the self-esteem or something similar to self-confidence, but it means that how much you can do, and you trust yourself how far you can do. The second is relationship trust. Relationship trust is trust from others people. In 7 Habits books, you can actually use the word emotional bank account, but in a general sense, it means accountability. There is 12 steps of how you actually extended your trust or your emotional bank account. I will go very roughly. First thing is talk straight. Don't hide the agenda. Second, demonstrate respect. People can have different opinion. Third, create transparency so people can verify. Fourth, don't create excuse. Make solution. 5, give credit. Don't try to show off. Give credit to others people when they're actually the one who do. 6, deliver result. The fastest way to build trust to any people is it work. Let's say you sell a cream that actually remove the pore. It work. deliver the result. 7, you promise to get better. uh, so there's one day I actually went to the restaurant and I complained that their restaurant is their food is very salty. The 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 restaurant don't give me, they exclude this from the bill, and they're saying that, oh, they will improve it, please come and give them a chance to retry. So this one is very impressed me. 8, confront the reality, because in all the realization, first accept reality is the first step. 9, clarify expectation. Good professional understand that you need to clarify what people expect from you before you start doing any job. Number 10, practice accountability. Practice accountability means you become a role model for the people. If you cannot do, don't ask people to do. For example, be on time. A lot of people, a lot of leaders, especially in Thailand, being a leader means that you can be late. Being a leader means that you be exceptional. So you need to practice this yourself, or else you cannot actually create this culture to others people. Number 11, listen first before you prescribe. If you are a doctor, the patient come to you and you say, okay, I see your eye, you eat this medicine, without asking the person. It could be very, very wrong. 12, keep commitments. The word commitment means you need to build the cost. Mean that in order to deliver the result, you need to make determination, to make effort, and make the cost, more cost happen. For example, if you trust, or your vision is people need to work hard, you need to build some mechanism, so work hard, it become part of the process, that you keep that type of promise. And 12, extend trust. Trust is a culture. So even you have trust, you need to extend this to your next level of leader, and build more trusted leader, and build this culture into your organization. The next level is organizational trust. There's a symptom that when you have low trust, you will have these 7 things. First, redundancy. A lot of people doing the same thing, but it's not effective. It's not efficient at all. Second, you have a bureaucracy. I mean, you have a lot of rule. A lot of people put a lot of procedure, unnecessary procedure, especially the process internally. In the past, all these things may think people, when you have bargaining power, organization is very strong, you only are the only player in the market, it may seem like a good thing, but it's not. Like, for example, when you set some procedure, like you need to report things daily. When I was in Japan, you need to do a daily report, which actually I feel is quite ridiculous. You need to write a lot of report where I think it's a low trust. Or the evaluation system where you put a lot of process and it doesn't guarantee the results. And politics, human born with politics, but it's a good politics or it's a bad politics. So a good politics is a constructive process. Bad politics create self-destruction. Disengagement in a sense that the talented people don't put in their best effort to make things happen. That's a disengagement. Turnover means that people leave your company. You train them for 5 years, then they leave the company. Churn means that the turnover of the stakeholder, like customer, the fan, they switch to others product, they switch to other company. And the fraud means that people cheat you. With high trust, you can increase value, create growth, enhance innovation. Especially innovation, particularly, it need a lot of trust, because innovation is a risk-taking process. It's not always success, but some will be success, and some that success will really be a key ingredient. Improve collaboration, because trust creating a bonding between people, stronger partnership. If you ever partner with others company before, you will knowing that doing a partnership is not easy. There's a lot of uh, self-interest type of things. Better execution, and the last one is increase the loyalty toward organization. And the next one is the market trust. Market trust mean market trust you based on the principle of reputation. Mean that how people talk about you. So you need to pay attention on how people talk about you, and people talk about you mainly based on the personal experience. So it's not based on how your logo look like. It's not based on how you say the value proposition. Brand is matter in every level. So your name is rely heavily on your reputation. So it's the same question. Do your brand have a good integrity? Mean you keep your promise. Your brand have demonstrate a good intent. Mean that you intend to do a good thing. You put in effort, or your brand demonstrate capability so people can trust. When you benchmark yourself with a competitor, your compatibility and the capability is higher. So if people need to be able to rely on you. And the last one is the brand deliver the result that people expect or not. And the last one is the societal trust, or the social trust. I think if you put this into something very simple, is people trust some company. You can see many of the company have this problem, but people believe in some company. People want to support some company because they believe that if you support this company and this company becomes successful, this company will contribute back to the society. The word contribution is the key in the the fifth most important social trust. So if you monopolize the market, you take advantage of the consumer, you don't deliver what you promise, and if you grow and you're doing a bad thing, people don't want to support you. So you need to make sure that people trust that if you grow up, you will contribute to the society. So like fish, when your water disappear, you discover that the water is the most important thing in your life last, because you notice some other things first. You notice your competitor first in the water, but you never ask the very important question: how fundamentally you live. Is you live in the water? Human live in a good air, or human actually live in a good social environment. So we only notice when it become bad. So everyone need to contribute back to here. So this is the 5 level of trust. You need to trust yourself. You need to let others people be able to trust you. You need to be able to trust the organization, and you need to let the market trust you, and you need to contribute back to the social. And the name of this book, a lot of people wonder why the book is named The Speed of Trust. The author have said that the smart trust, or the smart trust is a trust that have high speed. So this is the quadrant that I think if you see the matrix that the author actually mentioned, there's two axis. One axis is actually speed. One axis is evidence based. You trust based on evidence or not. So if your trust is high in speed but low in evidence, meaning that you trust easily, you will have something called blind trust. You just trust people blindly. You don't you will fail because you just trust without evidence. Second, you in the third quadrant, you have no trust. Mean that low speed and no evidence, you just don't want to trust. Like I think when you are become a political party supporter, you decided already that you will trust one parties and will not trust another parties. It will solve in no matter what the other parties have evidence, you will not listen to them. The fourth quadrant is called suspicion or the distrust. Meaning that you're creating a lot of process to distrust another parties, like the opposition parties. You will be the opposition. You always be opposition. You never be a supporter because you're never gonna have a trust. And the last one is the judgment, smart trust. The word judgment by itself may sound not quite good for someone, but actually in this context, it means that you will be able to make a good decision based on evidence quickly. In education, one of the ultimate things that you need to do in education is to be able to create the instinct, so to speak. Judgment is the intuition, judgment is the instinct. So if the people go through the process of making a lot of evidence-based learning, you will automatically have a skill to make a good judgment, and at the end you will make a smart, fast judgment that make some judgment quick enough. So why this is important is because between quadrant 2 and quadrant 4, where a lot of people actually in management, they already explore a lot of evidence, but at the end they still not make decision, or they not actually make a decision very slow. They're very careful, but you will not make a change in the world because the world in the modern days is so fast, it's so complex, it's so a lot of diversity. So you need to make your decision fast and accurate as well. So in this, a good judgment is very important. So that conclude what I have learned from the book called The Speed of Trust, The One Thing That Changed Everything by Stephen R. Covey. This book was published in the year 2006, and someone who interested to learn more detail, please buy the book and read the book. Thank you.